make this Chris done right now. A round of applause for Gary.
Are you excited? Are you excited?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, in Nashville, Tennessee, at the incredible Grandpa Bar, a fantastic name for a bar, and my artist name is Gary Barve for USA President, and believe it or not, I am a music artist, and I've got about 25 million listeners or listens in the last 12 weeks on many radio stations worldwide. But I'm also a presidential candidate. I'm officially running for the 48th presidency of the United States of America. I'm a Republican, and I'm a believer in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And you know, I've done a lot of media interviews across the country, and some of the hosts after the interview said to me, "Gary, you were almost a stand-up comedian." And I said, "Why do you say almost? I think I want to be a stand-up comedian now." And so this is my first stand-up comedy skit. And so we'll give it a try. Let's see what happens, all right? And so to start off, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you a quick question, all right? What is the biggest difference between every 2028 presidential election opponent that I have and me, Gary Barve? And I'm going to take some names and going to give you some examples, all right? So on the Republican primary caucus phase of the election side, I've got J.D. Vance running against me. He's the Vice President of the United States of America. And I call him Doofus, Docile Cheeks Beta Male, and I call him J.D. Vamp. And you know, if you guys would have noticed, he has a beard now, but he did not have a beard prior. And I think one of the main reasons why he has a beard now is because he's very conscious about his big cheeks. And if you look at it very carefully, it seems like he has 3 or 4 pomegranates in his mouth every time he talks or gets on stage, and he hardly ever makes any sense. There's also Secretary Rubio who's going to run against me, and you know, Secretary Rubio obviously has no balls, no courage. You know, I fought against MS-13, Trendy Aragua. These guys have no balls, no courage. But if you look at his debate performance, Marco Rubio's debate performance in 2016 when he debated against, I call him Dumb Donald, which is obviously Donald Trump. And he was a much better looking guy in 2016, Marco Rubio was, than he is right now. And by the way, the bar is already very low with Marco Rubio, right? We're at the bottom 1%. But he was closer to the 1% then, now he's closer to the 0%. It's one of the worst looking people on the planet, right? And let's talk about a couple of Democrat opponents on the general election side. Gavin Newsom is going to run against me, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but Gavin Newsom, in my opinion, resembles the ostrich bird. And especially if you look very closely at his hair, and if you look at his hairstyle and just his overall bearing, Gavin Newsom resembles the ostrich bird. And you know, I'll tell you what, if Gavin Newsom wants to immigrate to another country, he can flap his wings and fly away right now. Do it legally though, Gavin, right? And the other guy, the other girl who's going to run against me is, have you heard of her? Kamala Harris, right? She's going to run against me. And you know, I'll say this, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this. The one big similarity between dumb Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is that they're both dumb as a rock, right? And so I'm going to circle back by saying this. The biggest difference, or some of the biggest difference between me and my 2028 presidential election opponents is that every 2028 presidential election opponent that I have cannot dance, cannot sing, cannot act, cannot serve the American people, cannot govern, and above all, I will say this, they are corrupt to the core, right? And so, the government is letting the American people down, and I'm fighting for you, our hardworking, patriotic, exceptional American people. I'll end it with this quick, fun quote. My direct message right now to Hillary Clinton, and my direct message right now to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is they need to immediately somehow maneuver themselves on a crooked broomstick and take off into the night sky. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My artist name is Gary Barve for USA President. Thank you, my friend. William. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hey, more, everybody! Yeah, that was totally different.
Yes! Thank you, dude. Appreciate it.
Most of my friends are open mic comedians, and I say this with some hate in my